Yeah, we've noticed, sir. We've noticed.
Started from the bar and now we're here.
This is.
Where's Lazy the bar?
What's lazy the bar?
I'll come to there he is. There he is.
There he is. Yes.
What else did you find out from Wikipedia?
Lots of interesting information, man. But I'm genuinely curious. I want to ask you, Ranveer, for you. Now, everybody in life has this one obsession with their first shoe. Do you remember your first shoe that you saved up for, or you purchased on your own and got obsessed about?
So I think the most special shoe for me was this pair of blue low tops. And they were kind of faded, lace ups. They belonged to my dad. They were very big for me for 3 or 4 years, and I kept admiring them. He had one pair of sports shoes, and I was like, one day I'm going to grow big and tall enough to be able to fit into them. I can't wait to have them. Right. And that's why Adidas has a very special place in my life. Because I've literally, grown into them and grown up in Adidas. You know, it's that pair of shoes. I wish I had kept it. But beautiful pair of blue lace-up low tops. I'll always remember that.
You were given complete permission to try them on, wear them eventually. Do you remember the first time you wore them then?
I used to always put them on regularly. And it used to be too big for me. And then I grew into them eventually. He did give it to me. I wore them for many years.
Right. And in those days, it's also like we didn't have access to a lot of stuff, right? So 1 or 2 pieces were like gold standard, right?
Economy was not very globalized.
Yeah.
So when you had anything from what we used to call it foreign.
Yes.
Foreign.
Yeah.
Or you got it from up. I think it would be a riot of colors. And I would call it Adidas Originals Bhalta.
But I feel with you, like they'd have, what would they be like? I feel like they'd have a great bounce. I feel they'd be motivational. Because you've got this like happy energy, everybody, you take everyone with you. He takes everyone with him.
Very bouncy.
Yeah.
He should be wearing the Boost. The Boost sole is going to be terrific. Next year to do the Prime Knit with the Boost sole, it's going to be so comfortable.
Trampoline shoes.
Yeah, घर पे भिजवा देना. Prime Knit Boost.
But would you have
I've worn them, son. They're fantastic. They're great for dance rehearsals and
For dancing?
Yeah.
You're a good dancer, aren't you?
Oh, I'm terrible. I got 2 left feet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And you sing well.
I'm terrible. I'm worse singer than a dancer.
But what design?
Well, you must be a heck of an actor.
I'm just lucky.
We're getting concerned now, huh?
You must be a great actor.
Yeah, something.
You like being a bad guy or a good guy? Or a lover?
Right now I'm playing a bad guy, and let me tell you, it's so good to be bad. It's so much fun.
You like being bad?
I prefer playing the villain guy.
Yeah. It comes with a lot of. They have a great life. They have just like 10 minutes of a bad.
They have all the fun.
Yeah, they do.
See that.
So you can do anything you want because you're a bad guy.
And the nice guys finish last.
Would you have
like couples?
Would your shoes look like villain shoes if you had to design some stuff? Would they have like secret pockets and stuff like that? I'm curious to know. I'm genuinely curious to know what.
These are very good ideas, Cyrus. You should. If somebody is shoe designer is taking notes from you right now.
No, listen, I'm sitting on a part of a garden. Like nobody's interested in anything I have to say. Someone's going to come water me in about 4 minutes, and I'll be taken back, to my little corner. But okay, you're not helping me with telling me what your shoe's going to be.
I told you it will be a riot of colors called Adidas Bhalta.
Okay, fine. Fair enough. Okay, now also
I got my Bhalts.
Yeah. But would you never have you should just change it all and have
What do you think of this name? Bhalta. 8 number. Casey loves it.
What's he want to call it?
It's called Bhalta.
Bhalta?
Like a mix of it all.
How do I articulate to Stan what is the meaning of Bhalta?
I feel like it will be like a mix of a lot of things.
Yeah.
It'll be a shoe, but it'll also be like a motivational talking shoe.
Maximalist essence in the design.
I like that.
Yeah. It'll be like a Swiss Army knife of shoes. You just have everything.
I like to see
Specialty, chair, whatever, walk.
I like to see that.
Right. So I feel that we must move on to another question. We'll be discussing the shoe non-stop. But Ranveer, you're sporting Stan Smiths in your upcoming film, Bayfigure. It's also the poster. I want to know what's the story behind that. How much do you love them?
I love the Stan Smiths. I'm wearing them in the movie. So my director, Mr. Aditya Chopra, he wanted to create the definitive, young romance.
Wow.
He made a film, his first film, in his early 20s, sir. Went on to become one of the most iconic films of Hindi cinema. It was the definitive romance then. He said, I want to make the definitive romance of 2016, of this generation.
Wow.
And so you wear the most iconic shoe of this generation. It's only appropriate, don't you think, Simon?
Wow.
Yeah.
That shoe looks great.
And the designer had it pre-decided. She did all the research. She was like, it's so
Very-
laborious.
It's so difficult, huh?
It's so laborious.
You have to concentrate?
Yes, I'm being exploited, sir. What to tell you?
You're being
Bollywood producers.
Very difficult. Yeah, everybody wants to be in that position, but it's a tricky job. It's a tricky job.
Someone's got to do it. I guess.
Yeah.
I've got to do it.
Coming back to the shoes, I wanted to ask you, what evolution have you witnessed since probably the beginning of the shoe to now in terms of its design or the physical attributes? And what inputs did you have towards, from the original design to now? Did you have a lot of inputs or things you want to change?
You know, the shoe looked very much like this in 19, the Achilles tendon,
Right.
a little bit higher in the back, and then this little loop here to keep the tongue from moving around. Other than that, it's the exact same shoe. I didn't
Wow.
do anything with
So
it.
we've actually got a piece of the classic with us. But
It's there, yeah.
But I'm curious that there is no mustache in the
Yeah.
in your photograph here. But you've
Yeah.
spotted a mustache pretty much the entire
Well, I
life.
had a mustache from about age 23 until now, except for about 6 months. And that's when I took the photograph.
Right, right.
So, that's me without a mustache.
But there was a
You have no mustache pictures?
I love mustache, sir.
I know, I gotta work on mine going up like this.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
the Tevar part of it.
Is that for the villain?
This is
Or the lover.
I turn it down for the women.
You turn it down for the villain.
I turn it up for the ladies.
Turn it up for the ladies, down for the...
he has the wings. Yeah, you go up, down,
I'm at the
depending
work.
on the mood.
I have to work on my mustache.
You twirl it up when you feel an extra flat.
Yeah? Okay.
But there was an interesting story about the fact that there was another gentleman's name and your face on the shoe for a large period of time. Right?
Robert Hayet's name was on the shoe from the beginning.
Correct.
He helped design the shoe, and then they wanted to get the U.S. market a little stronger, and looking for an American player, and I was the best player in the world at the time, so they said, would you be interested in being on the shoe? And so I wore the shoe for a while. I had my picture on the shoe and his name,
Right.
and it moved around a little bit, and then finally they took his name off the shoe, and he wasn't too happy about that.
Did you
I
meet him?
saw the retro ad for it, endorsed by Stan Smith.
Yeah, I think,
Yeah.
like, this is it.
Yeah.
But have you ever met him after? Did you meet
Oh
him?
yeah,
interact with
I
him?
got to know him. We had a big party. They sold 22 million pairs.
Right.
We had a big party in Paris, and he was there. They gave everybody a gold pen, a gold shoe, little pen. And his son was also a very good player.
Right.
Jean-Louis
Right.
Hayet. And so I got to know both of them. And he actually called me when his father passed away because he knew there was a special relationship there.
Correct. Absolutely. But when you see people on the street rocking a pair of Stan Smiths, how do you feel? Is it still super exciting for you? Or have you just gotten very used to it now over the years?
Well, I've gotten used to it, but it's still fun, you know, because I was at an Adidas store the other day, and this 13-year-old girl was wearing my shoe. She said, everybody in my class has to wear your shoe. And I asked her if she'd seen me play.
Right. And what did she say?
No. And then I saw some ladies about 50 years old. They're walking out of the stadium. I was walking out of the stadium and saw they had brand new shoes on. One with green, one with red, and one with blue in the back.
Right.
So I asked the ladies, how do you keep those shoes so clean?
Yeah.
And they said, they looked at me like I was an annoyance, and then they looked at me and they said, you're wearing those shoes. And then they looked at me and said, oh, you're Stan Smith. And so these ladies could have been the mothers of this girl who's 13. So
Right.
the different generations, no way.
Right. Absolutely. But I've got a couple of questions for both of you. How many pairs of Stan Smith shoes do you own? Come on, man.
I can't tell you, I'll be judged for it.
No.
This girl in the front, she's already judging me. She
But
knows
she's judging you for the
ridiculous
earlier
high
answer.
number. Nobody should own that many
She's a
pairs of
blogger.
shoes. All that many pairs of Stan Smith. What do you mean they're so beautiful? You can't have enough.
Yeah, you
I
can't
will
have
not
enough.
reveal this number no matter how many times you ask. I'm very fearful of being judged at this moment.
But give us like a clue. More than 100,
Start guessing.
200.
You know what? Let's not get into inside this.
Is red,
How many relatives have asked you for free shoes now that you're the brand ambassador for Adidas shoes?
Everyone asks me for free shoes.
everybody, yeah. Now, is red your favorite color?
My friends are like, bro, when are you making a trip to Lincoln Road?
Is red your favorite color?
But
Is red your
Red
favorite
is my color.
That's your color.
This is the color of danger. Mama is saying,
okay, one last question. How many have you given away to friends?
I'm a Sindhi bro.
Yeah, that's, come on, man.
You really think?
None, like none.
You sell them, right?
I'm a hoarder. I hoard.
How many do you own, sir?
I own a few. I own probably 40 or 50 or so.
Okay. See, that's a
But
number.
not too many. I did a thing for Colette in Paris, and I signed shoes, and this guy had the shoes, and he said they only had 100, so he reserved one of the pairs.
Right.
He got it, I signed the shoe, I said, he said to me, it's not even my size. I said, well, why did you get it? He says, I collect shoes.
Right.
I said, how many pairs of shoes do you have? He said, 5,000.
Are you?
And he said, how many of my shoes do you have? He says, 50 or 60. So he's a shoe freak, you know, one of these sneakerheads.
Sneakerheads.
Sneakerheads, and these guys are crazy.
Right.
They're crazy.
Just finding, collecting,
Barter.
barter.
They hold. They hold.
There you go, they're hoarders.
He's like him, he's a
There you
holder.
go. He's under various other names. He's a very big sneakerhead. In the sneakerhead community,
He's a
like
sneakerhead.
they bow down and hands tremble when he wears.
Yeah.
Somebody told me recently you always have to buy 2 pairs now. So that's when you think, now you get 2 pairs. Yeah, one to rock and one to stop.
Okay, Ranveer, any question you have for Stan at this point in time that you'd like to ask?
Stan, you like to dance?
I like to dance, but I'm not very good.
You should play some song and bust out some Bollywood moves in the spirit of being in Mumbai.
Is there a special dance for Mumbai?
You could make one up.
We can make one up. You know, Bollywood, don't they dance in Bollywood?
Yeah, that's the greatness about Bollywood dance. You can do anything and it's a step.
Yeah.
It's a step.
That's it. That's
It's
a
iconic.
legendary
It's
step.
iconic. That's an entire song. I'll give the lyrics to these moves, huh? What do you say?
Yeah.
Do it, Stan. Do it, Stan. Do it, Stan. मैं हूँ Stan Smith. मैं चेन्नई जा रहा हूँ कल. मैं आज मुंबई में, कल जयपुर में था. कल उदयपुर, जयपुर, चेन्नई, मुंबई. मैं हूँ Stan Smith. Bro,
That was
You got it.
amazing.
got it.
That was legendary. Give them a round of applause, guys. Woo!
Wow.
We're sold out of the singles at this point in time. We've got a gift after you wrote this, Stan. I think you have a gift for Ranveer at this point in time, which is an autographed Stan Smith shoe, my friend.
Yeah.
Which you can give back and give to me because we've got enough. And I'll, you know.
Yes.
There you have them.
Wow.
Hi, Anika.
All right. Hey. All right.
Oh. Fantastic.
There you have it. Woohoo! Guys, give them a round of applause. This is an exciting moment. This is massive. This is awesome. Look at him. Guys, there you have them. Autographed by the legend himself. This is so much fun. Proud moments. Thank you so much, sir. And from the man himself right there with you, man. This one's a keeper. Yeah? But if at any point you feel like just handing it over to me.
It was in a glass box.
Because, yeah, exactly.
What size are you?
I am 11.
Same size?
It's
a little bit
destiny
smaller.
just. Yeah.
Sorry, a little bit smaller, too bad.
Oh no, I'll change my feet. But anyway, thank you both so much. Thank you for this wonderful chat. And guys, give them a huge round of applause. 2 wonderful, wonderful people. Thank you for being here, sir. I hope you have a wonderful time in India. And I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much, Ranveer.
Great to see you.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys. And at this point in time, in just a few minutes, we've got 2 incredible performances. Matt Boy and Ming with Randolph. And of course, our second performance is DJ Zumba. So, guys, the party continues. Thank you all for being so gracious and tuning in and enjoy tonight. Thank you.